preparation. Did anything change with any other week?
I don't think the preparation really changed. I don't think we transferred it as well as we might have. I think that I think this is a really good team where you have to play good and play together in order to beat them. And of course their strength is the offensive line, the defensive line. And I think that showed today. I think they did a really good job there. Both the line of scrimmages. But the biggest thing is I think we went out there, we played anxious, we squandered all kinds of opportunities the first half, and then I think that it became a series of overcorrections after that.
How do you think Luke Falk looked today?
Kind of depends when. I saw about three different Luke Falks today. I saw the first half guy, which that guy was a complete stranger. I saw, kind of the middle of the game. That's just a guy struggling to get on track, which I thought he courageously did. And then I saw the Luke Falk at the end. That's the guy I'm a lot more familiar with. With good tempo, bounce around, and the team responds to him.
Did you consider removing him from the game and putting Tyler in again?
Not really. I mean, Luke's done a tremendous job, that type of thing, and great career, and statistically the best Pac-12 quarterback in history. And sometimes you just got to fight through it. I mean, you can pick out whoever your favorite quarterback is, and I can certainly circle a game he's had like this. So, and he probably didn't, relatively speaking, have it against quite as good a competition. But it's just part of it.
Do you have any sense this was coming?
Shoot, I have the sense that this could be coming if we play Molly Putz Junior High School. I mean, there's a point to where you go out there, you do your job collectively, and that's the biggest challenge of team sports. Everybody doing it simultaneously, and and the one thing that is true about us, I mean, we're very thin. We're a thin team. And our first level guys, when we play together and we play extremely hard, and when we do that, we can beat anybody. But our margin of error is not what everybody else's is. That's kind of at that elite level. Our margin of error is quite narrow, and and if we aren't in sync at a very high level, we get normal quicker than some teams do.
Would you rank this as one of the worst offensive line performances?
No, no, I don't. I can't say that. I mean, you'll have to do the math. However many games I've, and I know that you guys like definitions of stuff. You can look at all the games I've coached and however many years I've coached, and that's not even possible to say.
Do you feel like Washington's figured out some way to attack you that maybe other teams haven't?
No, I don't. I think they're a really good team. I mean, attack us. They attack a lot of teams this way. Yeah, I mean, right now we're in a long line of a lot of people, and and I kind of do get a kick out of it. They'll rank them one of the nation's top recruiting classes, and then ours comes in whatever y'all rank that, and then if we don't beat Washington, you're stunned. How'd this happen? Well, I mean. And we've made a lot of ground this year, and we've done a lot of, I think, very good things. That and the fact, we've proven that we could beat some teams that Washington hasn't proven they can beat. But with that said, I do think that we have a little bigger margin or a narrower margin of error, and I think that we've got to be able to generate our best. I also think that. I think there's a little bit of the, just the overemphasis of the thing that I think that Washington's a lot more comfortable with because they've had success in the past, and and so we just got to fight through it, really.
Mike, why do you think Luke struggled in that first half? What was it that he was doing? Was he over analytical again?
I know he's getting hit nonstop. He got hit nonstop. Offensive line wise, he's getting pressured all the time. I think. I mean, he's in a long line. I mean. The notion that Luke's the only guy that played bad, of course, is ridiculous. you know, I didn't feel like we, collectively the whole game played well at any position. I mean, if you did, I'd be curious to know who it was, because, I'd be happy to go pat that guy in the back and say, look, everybody else played like hell, but you played really good. But that's really not the game I saw out there.
How surprised were you they were able to get so much pressure with 3 tonight, and how much of a wrench did that throw into everything offensively?
Well, it was. I mean, I think that was the key to the whole thing. I mean, we're trying to do too much, over trying, get frustrated, get out of sync, and they were able to get by with 3. Well, then there's a point to where, we have to push the ball down the field in order to get back in the thing. And of course, the nose guard, the guy, and I have the utmost respect for him, but I can't pronounce his name, or I forget how to. I think he's the best. Like, if you ask me who's the best player on the team, he's the best player on their team. And I have respect for all the stars, Jake Browning, and then of course I think Miles Gaskin gets better and better as his career goes on. But for my money, the best player on the team's that nose. But because he's disruptive to more things than he gets statistics for. But I think that it wasn't like okay, they can just do that every time. I mean, they could today, okay, but anyway, I mean, it is what it is, and we have to live with it.
Did you have a good viewpoint of Hercules' rejection targeting call?
Yeah, you guys are going to have to write all the comments in the world on that. I mean, obviously, my feelings on what I can talk about. I think the targeting rule's insane. They need to get rid of it. And I think that, there's those that are afraid to say that they're not against it, but who quietly are, because then they think you'll criticize them and say that that person's not sensitive of player safety. Everybody's sensitive of player safety. The heart's in the right place as far as the whole targeting rule thing, but it can't be effectively administered, generally speaking, not about that specific play. So they need to get rid of that. And then I think that, because if you compare all the targetings over, the course of a season, what's called, what's not called, I think that's, I mean, you got to be able to do it effectively, and we've proven we can't. So
you had touched on it earlier about how this team can go out and play teams and beat teams that you struggled with and beaten USC earlier in the season. What's it about the Apple Cup that you go back years and you still haven't been able to beat UW?
Well, you act like there's a wealth of people that can. I mean, go through our conference. I mean, next question. You can go look at all that stuff yourself.
To you deciding when to pull a quarterback and not, because there are 2 games where you pulled Luke for Valencia, and there are 2 games that you didn't do as well and you kind of left him in. Like, what goes through your head? How do you make that decision?
Well, I make the decision by, one thing. If just he's playing poorly, then it's an individual thing that I think you can address. I thought our entire team played poorly. And so, somehow as coaches, we weren't able to get the anxiety out of their head and get the best performance out of them as far as, going out on the field and, just playing together. I mean, we were anxious, we were geeked up, we were hyped. We played extremely hard. Don't get me wrong there. We played extremely hard. But, we played anxious, played frantic, overran things, overpursued things, overtried, overextended, all the overs. Overshot, overran, overpursued, overextended. We had a lot of overextended. Overthrew. We had a couple of those. And so, the biggest thing is the team as a whole need to settle down. Because it wasn't a Luke-specific problem, because, I mean, I could have stuck Helinski in there and had the D-line massacre him too, but, I mean, the biggest thing is I was, in the first quarter I felt like maybe we could get them regrouped and gathered in, somewhere going into the second quarter. Then I thought halftime, and then, it was, we weren't able to.
pulling Leach twice this season, or pulling Luke twice this season, has affected his play at all?
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Mike, it seemed like as the week went on, especially today, internet heated up more about you leaving. Today it was Tennessee. You expect to be back next year? Are you happy?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm, strictly focused on the Washington State Cougars, and I mean, I have a limited knowledge of the internet, which is pretty clear. I mean, I don't even turn anything on other than my phone, and then when it gets stuck, my kids turn it on. So, you guys are on your own with that because I can't, speak to rumors I don't know anything about really. But, the biggest thing is I'm, focused on Washington State, excited about that, and we're going to a great bowl, and I, for one, couldn't be happier.
Two more for Coach.
What do you tell your players now, Mike, to regroup to the bowl? I mean, they had sort of that, a chance to play for the Pac-12 title if they won this game. How do you kind of get them motivated for that bowl game?
Well, I don't even understand people that can't be motivated for a bowl game. I mean, you start with a whole bunch of people are trying to get to bowls. Okay, most people don't get to go to bowls. Some people don't get to go to bowls years in a row. How are you not motivated for a bowl? If they had NIT games for teams that didn't make bowls, I don't know how you can get excited for that. I can't. I guess I don't understand your question.
What do you tell them to just in the locker room after this to move on?
Well, the biggest thing I didn't think this game was characteristic of us and our team, and we've got to understand that. But we also have to take responsibility for it. I mean, what hurt us was us. Coaches hurt us, players hurt everybody, our whole locker room. We just gotta play better. Go there and do the things that got us here. Make routine plays, do them over and over again. And okay, yeah, you can call it the Huskies and the Apple Cup, and you can make up all the words you want, but I mean. You just do your job and slug through it, make the most out of each individual play. And I think we were way too overextended as far as our attention. Everything, I think, anything that went against us, we made a crisis out of, so either consciously or subconsciously, to the point where, we didn't function very well because, Washington, here's what Washington looked like. They looked exactly like we saw on film. They looked exactly what we saw when they won, exactly when they, everything. They looked exactly. They ran exactly the same place. They did exactly the same stuff. They didn't go out there trying to overdo other stuff. There are two games they played that I thought they played poorly watching all the film, and I'm not going to say which ones. But that wasn't characteristic of them either. I mean, everybody's fighting this. I mean, if it's all based on everybody doing exactly what they always do, then we wouldn't have these games. And I imagine all you people's in this room, your interest would diminish a great deal, and you'd probably go do something else for a living. You'd write about something else that actually has surprises. But if it's just handicapped and it's two computers having some kind of a contest, I mean, it's kind of a waste of time.